And welcome back to 80 English Tutorials. And here we are with the second part for the poem The Night Mail written by W.H. Auden. The first part has already been posted, and we are now in the second part. In the first part we have read about the rhyme scheme, form, structure, themes, about the author, everything. And now we are on the second part, which has the line by line explanation. So let's get started without wasting any time. All these things we have, everything we have already done. Okay, we now start with the poem. This is the night mail crossing the border, bringing the check and the postal order. So rhyme scheme is AB in this particular stanza. So this is the night mail. Night mail is the train. I've already told you in the first part that night because it travels in night basically, and mail because it has all the mails. It in this train no passenger is there, but only the mails. It's transferring the mails, letters, and everything from one place to another. Basically from England to Scotland, I guess. Bringing the check and the postal order. Now we all know what is check. Check is a bank document. It's not a document ultimately, but check is a sort of piece of paper which has some amount written on it, and through it we can just take that amount. So that is check. And what is postal order? See, check is related to bank, and in the same order and in the same manner, postal order is related to post office. See, this is the postal order. So this also had some money related things. Crossing the border means one city to another, because the night mail was going from one city to another, so crossing the border it was. Then it was bringing the check and the postal order. Letters for the rich, letters for the poor, shop at the corner, the girl next door. So through this line, we are told that this night mail is not doing any partiality. It is just bringing the letters, everything, whether it is rich or poor or anything, girl, boy, whatever. So also it's serving many people. So again, poor door, so A B. Then pulling up B-talk, a steady climb, the gradients against her, but she's on time. Pulling up B-talk. B-talk is a village in Scotland. It's proper noun. A steady climb, steady is slow and continuous. So now she was moving up towards the village, that is Betok, in a very steady climb. That is, she was on the slope and she was uh, moving against that slope. The gradients against her, the slope against her. So she was moving against that slope to reach where? Betok, which is a village in Scotland. But she is on time. So though she has, though the train had many obstacles, like we'll see stones and everything, and even this slope, but she is on time. Past cotton grass and moorland boulder, shoveling white steam over her shoulder. So past cotton grass is cotton grass which has just passed, and moorland is barren, boulder are the big stones. So she also passes through an area which is barren and had big stones. Shoveling white steam over her shoulder. Shoveling is gone through. So smoke from the white students earlier, the train which used to be used, the train which used to be there, they worked from coal, and when they worked from coal, from the upper part they left a smoke, right? They left much smoke, as you can see in uh, this picture. See, the smoke is moving all around the train, right? So that can be the train, the upper part of the train can be called as its shoulder. train's shoulder, and that white steam, if you imagine, is just going throughout the her shoulder. So that is what it is written here. Past cotton grass and moorland boulder, shoveling white steam over her shoulder. Snorting noisily as she passes silent miles of wind-bent grasses. So snorting is when one's sleep, the sort of sound made is snorting, as we say kharate in Hindi. Noisily is loudly as she passes. Now she is not, I mean, snorting, but her noise is so loud that it is compared to snorting. And here we have personification. Okay, so personification, and if you don't know what is personification, you can refer to my first video that was about figures of speech only, and there I have discussed many of the important figures of speech and literary devices. So snorting noisily as she passes, so making lot of noise as she passes. In the previous stanza, shoveling white steam over her shoulder, again the train is personified there also. And in the entire poem, you will find a train to be personified as a woman, as a female. Silent miles of wind-bent grasses. Now, when the train passes down, okay, it has a speed, and when it passes, the air is blown, right? And through that air, through that wind, the grasses which are there, they are bent. That is why wind bent grasses is being used. Birds birds turn their heads as she approaches, stare from bushes at a blank faced coaches. So now the birds, through this loud noise, the birds are also getting afraid, and they turn their head as the train approaches. She is train. Stare from bushes at her blank-faced coaches. Blank-faced coaches, I've already told you that this train had no passenger. It was just filled with the letters and everything. So that is why blank-faced coaches. Blank-faced is, that is, there was no person in this train, no human being. Stare is looking. So the birds were looking at this train which had no person inside it. That is the meaning. Sheepdogs cannot turn her course. So sheepdogs. See, in the previous times, the people who own sheeps, they had dogs also. Now what happened? Sheeps would be, they would be drawn, uh, away from the herd. So to control them, to command on them, the dogs were trained, and those dogs were known as sheepdogs. So sheepdogs cannot turn her course. So sheepdogs, uh, they this train, the sheepdogs did not care of the train coming here. They slumber, they are sleeping. Slumber is to sleep on paws across. Paws across is one paw over the other. So this train is not at all having any impact on these sheepdogs. They are just sleeping. They are not getting afraid of the loud noise being produced by the train. And they are just sleeping on paws across, one paw over the other. In the farm, as she passes, no one wakes. So now, when it has crossed the mountain and now it is moving towards the plain side, and now it has reached a farm. So, this stanza will tell us the train's influence on the people's life. So, now when it comes in the farm, no one wakes. Okay, all are sleeping, and as we know that it's a night time, so everyone is sleeping. But a jug in a bedroom gently shakes. No one is waking up. Why? Because they are used to it. But the jug in the bedroom, it is shaking. Dawn freshens, her climb is done. So dawn is the early morning. Dawn freshens. That is now from night. Now it is slowly and slowly becoming uh, light. Morning is happening. Her climb is done. So the challenges, the whatever problems the train had, stones, barren land, then slope, everything is now over. Her climb is done. Down towards Glasgow she descends. Now Glasgow, it's an industrial city, and if you remember when we talked about the author in the first part, he was also, raised up in a very industrial section of England. So this line tells us that uh, how why he had used the industrial cities over here. Okay, so that is why I always prefer you to read at least once about the author. So down towards the Glasgow as she descends is moved towards the Glasgow. Now Glasgow. It's an industrial city. Okay. Towards the steam tugs. Now what are steam tugs? Steam tugs are the ships running on coal. So towards the tugs, yelping. Yelping is horning down a glade of cranes. So to now it the train is moving towards the where the ships are there, they are being made, horning is being done, they are testing the horn down a glade of cranes. So again cranes are being made. Ultimately it's an industrial city, so these are the things which are to be found here. Towards the fields of apparatus, the furnaces set on the dark plain like gigantic chessmen. Apparatus is are the equipments, ultimately machines, machinery, and everything. It's an industrial city, don't forget. So towards the fields of apparatus where everything is just industrial revolution has taken place. The furnaces set on the dark plain like gigantic chessmen. All Scotland waits for her. In dark glens beside pale green loches, man long for news. Glens is the landscape. Loches is the Scottish word for the word lake, Lake. So in the dark night, this train is moving beside pale green lake, and the men are very eager for the news that when will the train come, when we will receive our letters. I'm sorry, I just forgot to change the slide. So this stanza we are done with. Letter of thanks, letter from banks. So now in this whole stanza we are just talking about the types of letter we have just got here in this stream. So letters of thanks, letters expressing thanks, letters from banks, official letters of joy from girl and boy, receipted bills, invitations to inspect a new stock or to visit relations, and applications for situation. And timid lover's declaration. Timid is coward. So this lover is very afraid of accepting his love for her partner. So that is coward lover. So now he is accepting that he is in love with her partner. So that is timid lover's declaration. That is the declaration made by the timid lover, the coward lover who had just now accepted his feelings on a piece of paper, but when he was in front of her partner, he was not able to express her love, to accept that love. And gossip from all the nations. So all the nations just talking and like a chatterbox. News circumstantial. Circumstantial is are the secondary news. See, whenever you have a newspaper, first is the very bold font. That is primary news. Then after that, one more news is there, little smaller from that news, and then very small text is there. So that, I mean, smaller than the primary news, the biggest font, smaller than that, That is secondary news. News financial, letters with holiday snaps. Snaps are the photos to enlarge in. So to frame those photos, then letters with faces scrawled on the margin. Scrawled is written. I mean, just scribbled there. Scrawled is scribbled. Tedha mera likhna. And faces is right nowadays. So we have emojis. So in that time, through letters only, the people made the faces and expressed their emotions. Letters from uncles, cousins, and aunts, letters to Scotland from the south of France, letters of condolence to Highlands and Lowlands. Condolence is sympathy, written on paper of every hue. Sorry, one more line we have. Notes from overseas to Hebrides. Actually, one line I think is it's missing from here. So we'll see notes from overseas to Hebrides. Hebrides is the group of islands in Scotland. So notes from there also this train has. Then written on paper of every hue. Hue is the color. The pink, the violet, the white, the blue, the chatty catty. Chatty catty is just, gossip and all. Catty is interesting something. The boring, the adoring. Adoring is beloved. The cold and official. Cold is ultimately, it has no emotion. Neither sad, happy, nothing. Cold is that sort of thing. The heart's outpouring, clever, stupid, short, and long. All the types of letter it had. The typed and the printed and the spelt all wrong. So it had also the typed and the printed ones as well as the written ones who had the wrong spellings and all. Thousands are still asleep dreaming of terrifying monsters. So thousands, that is the people who are there, they are still sleeping, dreaming of terrifying monsters or of a friendly tea beside the band in Cranston's or Crawford's. Now Cranston's or Crawford's are the tea rooms. So, in the first part, we have already discussed that in these lines we have contrast because either they will dream of terrifying monsters, which are extreme fear and everything, or they will just sit and relax. Dreaming of a relaxed situation, having a tea. So, that is contrast. Asleep in working Glasgow. Working Glasgow, after all, it's an industrial city, so everyone is working here. Asleep in well set Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a refined city, high standard city. So, asleep in granite and Aberdeen. Granite is the building material, right? So, the buildings are made from granite. Aberdeen is a city in Scotland. So everyone is sleeping, but the train is now about to approach. They continue their dreams, but shall wake soon and hope for letters. But now they will wake up soon and they will hope that the letters will be coming soon, and none will appear. The postman's knock, and now everyone will sleep, and therefore none will be able to hear the postman's knock when the postman will be there behind the door, and he will be knocking that your letter is here. No one will be able to listen. Why? Because they are sleeping. Without a quickening of the heart, for who can bear to himself forgotten? So this is a rhetorical question. I'll just tell you what is rhetorical question. See, without the quickening of the heart, for who can bear to feel himself forgotten? So the person who will hear the knock, he will quickly rush and go to take the letter because no one can bear himself being forgotten. So that is the thing. Then the last line, it has a question mark. So it's a question. It's a rhetorical question. Now, rhetorical question are those questions which are just asked for the sake of asking. They are not meant for some particular answer, but they are just asked. Okay, porting devices we are again going to do in the next part, part 3. This is all for today. Uh, if you feel any doubt, you can easily comment in the comment box. If you find this video anywhere useful to you, do like, share, and subscribe. And we will now meet in part 3 where we will be discussing about porting devices. Thank you and have a nice day.